This episode of Spectre Sound Studios is brought to you by Distrokid.
Hey Glenn, I was wondering, why did you become an audio engineer?
Well, initially when I was in college, I remember sitting down behind the board and everything kind of making sense and going, wow, this would be a lot of fun. I get to work with all these awesome bands. We make all these awesome records. This is going to be great. Clearly, college did not prepare me for the real world. Hey everybody, welcome to SMG Viewers Comments, episode number 361. Hope you're going to have an amazing weekend. As always, this show is about you, not about me, so let's get the bullshit and get right to it, shall we?
Hey Glenn, do a review on the Fractal FM3. I bought it, but it is beyond me. I have no idea how to get an amazing tone out of it. I know I have a powerful modeler, but that's not the issue.
Not sure which one the FM3 is. That like FM, is that floor model? That's what I'm guessing. Yeah, maybe we could check this out at some point. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The Fractal stuff has always sounded great. Even way back in 2014 when I did Axe Effects versus the Real Deal, I was very impressed with the models we had. They weren't quite there back then, but these days I would assume that they are. But the great thing is, if you're confused by that sort of stuff and you still want to get a great tone, I'd say get the Bogren 1 knob, because it's one knob to turn up and it's going to sound great. You don't have to fuck with it in any way. It's going to work in a recorded mix. You don't have to add any extra EQ. You don't have to do any roll-offs like you would with a normal signal. No. It's designed to sound good right out of the box with no fucking around. So if you're confused by a whole bunch of fucking crap that you don't need, get the Bogren. It's going to save you an awful lot of money.
I was tempted until I saw that the shipping cost to California, $93. Outrageous.
Oh, that's hilarious. $93 is outrageous. Clearly you have never shipped anything to Canada before, my friend. Cry me a fucking river. Oh no, $93. Seriously, quit crying, you big baby. Fuck you.
All due respect, Glenn, I see you presenting a lot of your personal subjectivity as straight facts and even denigrate your commenting viewers, subscribers by telling them how wrong they are in a pretty rude way and yelling at them.
Wow, the observation skills on this guy are second to none, aren't they?
Has it ever occurred to you that people are just subjective and whatever works for them doesn't have to work for you? For example, take the VH speaker caps. What if they sound great to some people, then who are you to tell them that they are absolutely wrong? The same goes for some of the guitars you destroy. I've seen here you play, and to me, you sound like a very limited player. My question to you are, how do you see yourself and just how credible are you in your own opinion?
Okay, a lot of ground to cover on that one. I'll try and go through a couple of your points. First and foremost, everybody hated the PV Shitfield speakers. Even Eddie Van Halen took the Sheffields out of his cabinets and put in some Celestion greenbacks. I've had that confirmed by several people who worked on road crews and whatnot over the years. It's because whatever was happening in the lab with the Sheffield did not make it onto the assembly line, and they sounded fucking terrible. If you watch the video where I reviewed the Sheffield cab, the 5150 cab, and put in new EVH speakers, if you watched it long enough, you would see where I compare the speakers back to back, and the difference is astounding in quality. It's not just my opinion that the Sheffields are bad speakers. That's pretty much well known among the guitar community. The only people who like those speakers are the ones who wasted money on that and are living in denial. Now, secondly, you mentioned, the ones where I smash guitars. Dude, okay, I said you were paying attention earlier. Clearly you have not. Where have I ever smashed a guitar in any of my videos? Go ahead. Name one. I'll wait. Okay. It never ceases to amaze me how upset people get about things I don't actually fucking do. I've seen that time and time in the comments. Oh, he did this. I hate him. He did this. I did. No, I didn't fucking do that. I didn't smash any fucking guitars. Please unstick your head from your ass and pay attention. Now, I have taken a sledgehammer to a Line 6 amp and a bad microphone and a bad EQ. Some of this stuff is like up on the wall over there, and it's earned it because those are bad values to the fucking consumer. This is what happens. I go out and buy a piece of gear, and if I think it's absolute trash, I will take a hammer to it to drive a point home. Don't waste your money on this shit. Is it subjective? Sure, it's my opinion. I'm sharing it with you guys. You can take it for what it's worth. If you think my opinion has value, great. If you don't think my opinion has value, that's fine too. But if you make a dumbass statement like, oh, I don't like it when you smash guitars, you're going to get called out on it because you're a fucking idiot. I don't smash guitars. I never have smashed a guitar. Next time, open your fucking eyes before you open your fucking mouth.
People that don't have any money trying to say crappy Chinese guitar is better than anything Gibson can do.
Oh, yeah, the old, I have money, I can afford a Gibson, therefore I am superior thing. Here's the thing. Whatever happened in the days of hey, look at what I can achieve, look at what I can do, as opposed to look at what I can buy. Now, this guitar was made in China. This is an Epiphone. This is Gibson's subsidiary company. It's actually a better quality guitar than the made in America Gibson Mustaine V that I bought a few weeks back. This guitar is freaking amazing, and I can highly recommend this. The fit, finish are great. The pickups are great. There's nothing to not like about this guitar. If you're into Vs, I would highly recommend this over the Gibson. It's not about how much money you can spend, people. It's about how good the tool is. And yes, buying an expensive guitar can be cool in its own right, but an expensive guitar does not make the player. Go buy your expensive guitar, but don't forget to write something memorable along the way.
I guess it doesn't bother you guys that your cheap guitars are made by slave labor? Talk about taking the mojo out of a guitar. Keep funding the communists. You'll be sorry one day.
Yeah, here's the thing. I mean, as opposed to what? Buying a guitar in a state that pays poverty wages? Riddle me this, smart guy. In what state can anyone coming out of high school or college afford to live these days? Anywhere? Is that even fucking possible anymore with the price of real estate right now? Really? Go ahead, name a few off. Leave a comment below. I educate me. I'm always down to learn something new. Okay, real quick, this episode of Spectre Sound Studios has been brought to you by Distrokid, my favorite online music distro service, and I've been using it without any issues whatsoever since 2015. It's the one-stop shop to get your music online to all the major music streaming sites like Apple Music, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify, plus over 150 smaller online music retailers as well. It only costs a whopping $20 a year, and you keep 100% of your earnings. Just fill out your tax forms. Distrokid also has lots of cool features like getting your project more followers on Spotify with the hyperfollow feature, or change your image on Apple Music and iTunes, plus adding credits and liner notes to stores and streaming services. You can now list musicians, contact info, social media profiles, and hundreds of other roles. There's also a synced lyrics feature, so you can have the lyrics play along to your Instagram and Apple Music posts. This is especially great if your singer loves to cup the mic and nobody can understand him. Now, what's more is the new splits function works great for those long distance collaborations like everybody's doing these days. Splits allows you to pay your collaborators automatically by percentage, so you can concentrate on making music instead of learning how to be an accountant. You can change the splits, plus add or remove collaborators at any time, and collaborators get a 50% discount on their Distrokid account. Now, for all you drummers out there, that's a whopping $10. Now, there's 3 levels of plans available: Musician, Musician Plus, and even one for music labels. I use Distrokid to put my music online, including this channel's theme song, The Eagle Has Landed, and even got a license through Distrokid for that cover of Moon on the Water we did a couple years back. Go to distrokid.com/VIP/Spectre today and grab yourself a 7% discount on the first year. Follow the link in the description below, and now it's time for the Butthurt of the Week.
YouTubers need to quit pushing these cheap, crappy, no-name knockoff guitars. Kids, save up and get yourself a proper guitar.
Well, it's not no name. It's called Harley Benton. That's the brand name. Yes, it's a budget line, but it plays great, sounds great. What's not to like? As for proper guitar, please enlighten the whole crowd here. What would you consider a proper guitar, and what is the threshold for something being a proper guitar? Does it have to be a certain amount of money spent? Is it the name on the headstock? I mean, this is made in China. Everybody hates this. But this is made in China as well, and this was a fantastic guitar. Nobody seemed to have a problem with me doing a video on this. Was it because it was $1,000 and this one's only $400? Is that the case? I'm very curious. Could you please enlighten me, because I really don't know what's the threshold for a proper guitar. So if you could please stop looking down your nose at the rest of us, please enlighten us. We all want to know.
The Hayden Gibson stick has gotten old and boring.
Oh, I don't know. I think spending almost $3,000 on a guitar with a terrible paint job is probably even more old and more boring. But that's just me.
Gibson Zealots never stop.
No, they really don't, do they?
Brand loyalty is something else. I just don't get how you can get mad at fair criticism just because you like a certain brand. Some guy saying the whole video was just you shitting on Gibson, as if you didn't have valid points through the entire thing. Gibson fanboys are really scary.
Actually, I'm thinking the word pathetic is a little more accurate.
Made in USA hasn't meant quality for generations. The Simpsons even did a gag about this way back in the 90s when Homer and the clan were under attack in Australia, trying to retreat to the American embassy. The embassy tried to shut them out, but their gate malfunctioned even though it was made in pride in the USA.
Yeah, sad but true. Yeah, made in the USA does not mean quality anymore. It used to be synonymous with quality. Once upon a time, that really did mean something. But then times changed. We got some details on that coming up in the next comment.
If you make a bad product, made in the USA does not automatically mean quality. Remember the Ford Pinto and the Chevy Vega? I do. Lots of people started buying Japanese cars because of those two American monstrosities. They didn't explode in an accident or have bad engine design that warped the heads of the motor. Build something crappy, you will get called on it.
Absolutely. I used to work in the automotive business. I built the Chrysler minivans. And believe me, they took the quality thing exceptionally seriously because they were trying to get away from the reputation of American cars of the 70s. I mean, yeah, the Pinto was a fucking atrocity. Chryslers were no better in the 70s either. And yeah, they were relentless about quality at Chrysler. And we had the J.D. Power Awards to prove it. You know, there were all kinds of those hanging around all over the front end of the plant. And it's like, yeah, we fucking earned it because they were fucking relentless about it. But I think Gibson really needs to step up their game and have a little bit better inspection at the end of their line and saying, hang on a second, this is a problem. This is going to cause us issues. Run it through again. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that unless, of course, it's eating into their bottom line and they haven't been too honest about their bankruptcy restructuring. Okay, that's just pure speculation on my part. I don't know what the hell is going on. But all I know is when you pay that kind of money for an instrument and you get that kind of a finish, something is seriously wrong there.
Hey Glenn, have you ever considered doing some content of a Thomann DIY kit and building it purely optimized for recording? Also, when it turns out great, you can rub it in Gibson's face after that Mustaine V atrocity.
Well, I don't know if they publicly announced it yet or not, but I might be going to Thomann in the fall, and I might actually get to do a video where we do exactly that, take one of their kit guitars and try putting it together. I am not a luthier, so I'm really curious to see just, one, how easy it would be to put together, and number two, if we could build something really cool out of it. I think that'd be a really fun video to do. I'll keep you posted the further I get to the actual date of that happening. Should be a lot of fun, though.
My grandpa bought me an Esteban guitar as my first guitar, and it seriously fell apart in the first year and a half. Next started to bow to the point where it was basically a trem bar. Then it never stayed in tune. Then it completely broke off. Poor Gramps thought I mistreated it. Little did he know I treasured the thing, and yet the string tension broke it in half.
Yeah, you know, I went, what is it, American Legacy Guitars? That's what Esteban was pushing on all those late night fucking infomercials and shit. Remember the guy who dressed up in the black hat and all that? Yeah, it was fucking hilarious. I know Samurai Guitar did a show on an Esteban guitar there a while back, and I went looking on Reverb and I found one for sale because I'm guessing a lot of them didn't survive. If I could get my hands on one, would you guys like to see a fearless gear review of an Esteban guitar? I'm sure that one would be an awful lot of fun. If that's something you'd like to see, leave a comment below because I'd love to hear from you.
Glenn, what do you think about all these modeling amps are dead videos that I keep seeing pop up? I think they're dead wrong and are shouting at the tide coming in. Except it's already in and they're up to their waist already. Lol.
Yeah, I will say this. I mean, like in 2014 when I did Axe Effects versus The Real Deal, I mean, like they weren't quite there. Here in 2022, we are getting some really amazing amp sims. I mean, like the STL Colin Richardson pack for the Tone Hub is just fucking incredible. You know, the Jens Bogren amp sim, again, the one knob, absolutely fucking incredible. If you're into recording guitar at home, I don't know how much of the real tube amps you're going to need for much longer. Seriously, they've gotten that good. So it's a great time to be a home playing musician, that's for sure. But I mean, like the guys who are shouting, oh, amp sims are dead, all that kind of crap. Yeah, that's just kind of denying the inevitable at this point, I think.
Hey Glenn, what's a good new 2x12 speaker cab to get?
Hey there, Mr. Monster. Love the screen name. I just did a review on the Jesu Demon 2x12 cab. That's up on the show. If you go through my list of videos, please check that out. That is an amazing sounding cab. Another one would be to check out Zilla Cabs from England. They build some absolutely incredible stuff. And if you're on a budget, check out the Harley Benton Vintage 2x12 cab.
Glenn, any idea if the Harley Benton cabs are a decent quality wood? Asking because in a previous episode you mentioned one of the cabs used for your experiment was a particle board of some sort, and it gave nasty vibrations for your recording.
Yeah, the Harley Bentons are made out of plywood. I had a couple of them here. I had the 1x12, I had the 2x12. I've got full demos on those. If you do a little YouTube search, you can check them out. Those were fantastic cabs, not just for the money. They were just plain fantastic cabs. If you're on a budget and you don't want to drop a shit ton of money on, say, a Jesu Demon or the aforementioned Zilla cabs, which are incredible, the Harley Benton will definitely get the job done, and there's no shame in that whatsoever. We didn't have any nasty vibrations or anything like that because, yes, they were built out of nice, solid plywood.
Hey Glenn, have you ever thought of doing voice acting for cartoons? You have such an awesome voice when you scream mad. I love it, LMAO.
In fact, I did do some cartoon voiceover there a couple of years ago for a webtoon called XLR8 or something like that, or XLR7, where I played an audio engineer of all things and got yelling and screaming and whatnot. It was an awful lot of fun. It's up on YouTube, and you can check it out. All you got to do is search for, what the fuck was that? The show was called XRL7. It was episode 13, and I played Max Mixman, a very angry audio engineer. Yeah, I know, what a stretch. Anyway, yeah, it was an awful lot of fun. If you got a few minutes, you want to check it out, please do. It was great, and I'm really, really happy to have been invited to do that kind of thing. It was a lot of fun. I would love to do some voice acting in the future. I really wish I could, go do something for Crunchyroll or something like that, play the angry character of some sort or another, because I would love to do some voice acting in an anime. I think that'd be great. If you guys want to see that happen, leave a comment below, or better yet, go hit up Crunchyroll and say, hey, you guys need to check this out, because that would probably help a lot. All right, everybody, that's it for this episode. Just want to thank Distrokid for being awesome as usual and sponsoring this episode. Seriously, I've been using them for years. Go check them out. They're great. You want to get your music out there, they are the service to use, because they won't, flag your videos and that kind of crap like CD Baby does on YouTube and make your life difficult and all that shit. Seriously, can't say enough cool things about Distrokid. They are simply awesome. All right, that's it for this episode. Get the hell out of here.